The terminal was packed, buzzing with the usual chaos of travelers rushing to catch flights. My business partner, James, and I had just wrapped up a major deal overseas. As a thank you for his tireless work, I'd upgraded him to a first-class seat for our return flight, while I was perfectly content sitting in business class. James deserved it. He had handled negotiations like a pro, securing a deal that would set our company up for years of success. We boarded the plane smoothly, or so I thought. Moments later, a piercing voice cut through the cabin. "Excuse me, there's been a mistake," screeched a woman in her late 40s, dressed in an expensive-looking cardigan, but with a scowl that could curdle milk. Passengers turned to look as she jabbed a manicured finger toward James's seat. "That's my seat. Get up." James calmly showed her his ticket, pointing to the clearly marked seat number. Instead of apologizing, her face twisted with rage. "I always sit in first class on this airline," she shouted. "They must have bumped me by accident. Move before I call the crew." Her outburst was so loud that the flight attendant hurried over. The attendant checked both boarding passes and, as expected, confirmed that James was in the right seat and that the woman, whom I'll call Karen, was supposed to be in economy. Karen wasn't having it. "Do you know who I am?" she screeched, stomping her foot like a spoiled child. "This man should give me his seat. It's the polite thing to do." James simply smiled and said, "Ma'am, I'm afraid this seat isn't up for negotiation." The flight attendant firmly told her to return to her assigned seat or risk being escorted off the plane. That's when Karen made her biggest mistake. She shoved the attendant, yelling that she deserved better treatment. Gasps echoed through the cabin. Within seconds, the captain was called, and airport security boarded. Karen's entitled tantrum had crossed into assault territory, and the officers weren't amused. Karen was escorted off the flight, still screaming about rights and respect. The entire cabin broke into applause as the door closed behind her. James leaned back in his seat, smirking. "First-class entertainment before takeoff," he joked. I couldn't help but laugh. Karen had boarded expecting special treatment, but in the end, she left with nothing but humiliation and a lifetime ban from the airline